Good evening students. I am Thippeswamy BM, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Chitrahalli, Chitradurga District. So in this video, I will be analyzing and explaining the poem titled Crow's Fall written by Ted Hughes. Ted Hughes is one of the most celebrated British poet of 20th century. An unique feature of his poetry is that he uses the image of animal and birds. So animal imagery is a significant part of his poetry. So now we are reading one of his poems, A Crow's Fall, which operates on the theme of hubris. So what is hubris? Hubris is a term from Greek mythology which refers to the excessive arrogance and pride in a person which would lead to his or her downfall. So here through this poem the poet is telling that excessive arrogance or excessive pride in a person is not a good thing, which would definitely lead to his or her downfall. So the poem starts in a mythological period when crow was originally white in color. So today we see a crow which is black in color because black is something synonymous with negative attribute, and here the poem starts in a mythological period when crow was white in color. So it was originally white in color, but what happened later? So when crow was white, it decided that sun was too white. So one day this crow, which was white in color, it looks at the sun and it thinks that the sun was too white. So what he decided? He decided that the sun glared much too whitely. So the crow's ego is hurt and it is not ready to accept the fact that the sun is brighter than him. So crow decides to attack the sun and defeat the sun. So the crow is not ready to accept the fact that the sun is brighter than him. So it wants to attack him and it wants to defeat him. A kind of foolish decision taken by that crow. It was originally white in color, but it doesn't like the fact that the sun is brighter than him. So what was the preparation made by that crow to fight against the sun? So he got his strength up, flushed in full glitter. He clawed and fluffed his rage up. He aimed his beak direct at the sun's center. So these three lines, here you see the kind of preparation made by that crow before the battle against that sun. So the crow got its strength, its flush. It used the entire strength and it started flushing its wings and it started flying towards the sun with all the energy and its strength, and the crow aimed his beak directly towards the sun's center. So the intentions are very much clear. I will battle against this sun. I am going to defeat this sun. Something which is very interesting to see in the next part what happens. So it went towards the sun. So the crow laughed himself to the center of himself, a very significant line in the poem where you have to understand that the crow thinks that the crow is the center of this earth. Something which is opposite to the heliocentric belief of our universe where sun is at the center, not any other living creature. But the crow here thinks that it is at the center of this universe and it can defeat the sun. So it continues its battle and it attacks the sun. But what happens in the battle? The effect of that battle is very significant to understand. In this battle cry, in this furious battle between that crow and the sun, the trees grew suddenly old. The battle was so furious and it went on for so many years, for centuries. The trees grew old and shadows flattened, which means you could not see any shadows of any living creature. The battle was so furious and heated that no other living creature was able to come out and witness it. But what happened at the end is very significant to understand. But at the end of the battle, sun brightened, where you understand that it is not that the sun which was defeated in the battle, but actually it was the crow which was defeated in the battle. It is not just that the crow was defeated, but there was a transformation. The crow was originally white in color, but one transformation had happened now. He opened his mouth after coming back, after losing the battle. The crow came back and it opened its mouth, but what came out was a charred black. you could see the transformation here. The crow, which was originally white in color, now transformed into black. So the theme of the poem is very much clear in this part, where you see that excessive arrogance and pride in that crow resulted in its downfall. So, but what happened later? That crow, in spite of the fact that it was totally defeated in the battle, it still says that up there when the battle was going on, the crow managed, because it doesn't like to accept the fact that it has lost the battle. It still says up there when the battle was going on, where white is black and black is white, I won. At that particular point of time, when you cannot differentiate between the binaries of white and black, it still says that I have won the battle. It is not that the sun won the battle, I have won the battle. But we have clearly understood that it is the victory of sun. It is the excessive arrogance and pride of that crow which resulted in its downfall. In this way, we can understand this poem, Crow's Fall by Ted Hughes. Thank you.